все еще горит, короче. Хуячит, мама, не горит. Стоишь, жарко.
Ukraine struck an oil depot in the Yartsevo district of Russia's Smolensk Oblast, igniting the facility's oil reserves, the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces confirmed. The depot, which supplies the Russian military, was targeted in a coordinated operation involving Ukraine's Special Operations Forces and the Unmanned Systems Forces. The strike resulted in powerful explosions, a fire, and heavy smoke at the site, according to the report. It did not specify which type of weapon was used in the attack. The confirmation follows reports from regional authorities detailing the damage caused by an overnight Ukrainian drone attack. Roman Zakharov, head of the Yartsevo district, had previously reported on his Telegram channel that a Ukrainian drone targeted the fuel depot and an energy facility, sparking fires. The attack is the latest in a series of strikes on Russian oil infrastructure. Another overnight drone strike on December 22 targeted an oil depot near the city of Oryol in western Russia. Videos shared on social media captured large explosions, though the extent of the damage remained unclear. Just a week earlier, on December 14, Ukrainian drones had struck the same oil depot in Oryol, causing several fires, which the General Staff confirmed to be one of Russia's largest oil product terminals. Similarly, on December 11, Ukrainian forces targeted an oil-loading pipeline near the Russian city of Bryansk, setting it ablaze. Over the past year, Ukraine has escalated its drone strikes on Russia's oil industry, seeking to undermine Moscow's capacity to sustain its war efforts and supply its military operations. Russia developed offensive plans targeting civilian and military sites in Japan and South Korea in the event of a war with NATO, the Financial Times reported, citing documents shown to the outlet by Western sources. The leaked plans, drawn up between 2008 and 2014 to train military officers for a potential conflict on Russia's eastern flank, are reportedly still considered relevant to Russian strategy today. The documents outline 160 potential targets, including civilian and military infrastructure such as roads, bridges, factories, and military installations in NATO-allied Japan and South Korea. The plans detailed how striking these targets could protect Russia's eastern flank in a broader conflict by disrupting the regrouping of troops in areas of operational purpose. Military targets identified in the plans include the central and regional command headquarters of the Japanese and South Korean armed forces, radar installations, air bases, and naval facilities. Civilian infrastructure targets include roads, bridges, and rail tunnels. Other key sites include fuel refineries, industrial facilities such as steelworks and chemical factories in Busan, South Korea, and 13 power plants, including a nuclear complex in Tokai, Japan. Although the plans were drafted between 2008 and 2014, both Russia and NATO are now openly discussing the possibility of war. Russian Deputy Defense Minister Andrei Belousov, speaking at a defense ministry meeting, said Russia needed to prepare for various scenarios, including a potential conflict with NATO within the next decade. Belousov accused NATO of preparing for war, citing actions such as appointing a representative in Kyiv and supporting Ukraine's NATO membership during the alliance's 75th anniversary summit in July 2024. On the Atlantic side, European NATO foreign ministers have begun discussing a gradual increase in the alliance's defense spending target from 2% to 3% of GDP by 2030. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, in particular, advocated for a larger defense budget, saying, "If Putin attacks, we need to be able to wage war." Europe will not feel much of an impact when Ukraine cuts gas transit from Russia on January 1, Deutsche Welle reported, citing a representative of the European Commission. The European Commission has been preparing alternative routes for over a year after Kyiv made it clear that it would not renew its contract with Russian energy giant Gazprom that ends on January 1. European infrastructure allows for the flow of gas from other countries, the European Commission representative said. The EU has increased capacity for liquid natural gas imports, and its energy security has been bolstered by expanding renewable energy sources. The impact of the suspension of transit through Ukraine on ensuring the security of EU supplies is limited, she said. Ukraine and Russia signed the deal in 2019, and Moscow has since paid Kiev roughly $800 million a year to transit its gas to Europe through the Druzhba pipeline, even during the full-scale invasion. However, Ukraine repeatedly emphasized that it will not renew the contract once it expires, which will cause Gazprom to lose $5 billion in annual sales. On its final day, Gazprom said it would only send 37.2 million cubic meters of gas through the pipeline instead of 42.4 million cubic meters, which it supplied on December 30, Reuters reported. While most EU countries have moved away from Russian energy, the end of the deal will most impact Slovakia. Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico met with Russian President Vladimir Putin on December 22 to discuss gas supplies and said on December 27 that Bratislava would cut electricity supplies to Ukraine if Kiev doesn't renew the deal. Slovakia's neighbor and Russia's ally, Hungary, will continue to import Russian gas via the Turkstream pipeline. Ukraine's gas transmission system operator warned that Ukraine's gas transit infrastructure could come under Russian attacks following the end of the deal. "We are taking all measures to ensure the security of our facilities," CEO Dmytro Lipa said. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico's threats to cut off electricity supplies to Kiev won't work, Ukraine's Energy Minister Herman Halushchenko said in a December 31 interview with Politico. Halushchenko's statement follows Fico's declaration on December 27 that his government would consider halting electricity supplies to Ukraine, after Kiev announced it would not extend the deal on transit of Russian gas to Europe beyond December 31st. Halushchenko said that Ukraine could compensate for any disruption by importing electricity from Romania and Poland, and that Fico's potential actions would violate EU regulations. The statement echoed President Volodymyr Zelensky's remarks on December 21, in which he directly addressed Fico's threats. Any arbitrary decisions in Bratislava or instructions from Moscow to Fico regarding electricity will not lead to a halt in electricity imports to Ukraine, Zelensky said, adding, "Slovakia is part of the unified European energy market, and Fico must abide by pan-European regulations." Halushchenko also said that cutting off electricity supplies would primarily harm Slovakia's own economy. "This is not about receiving subsidies or free electricity. We pay for the electricity we receive," he said, estimating that halting exports could cost Slovakia hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Ukraine's foreign ministry echoed these sentiments in a December 28 press briefing, stressing that Slovakia's supply of critical amounts of electricity to Ukraine is not charity. Ukraine pays Slovakia a significant amount for it.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.